Hey there. In this video, I am going to walk you through step by step how to respond to an angry customer, a very angry customer over email using 4 easy steps. My team enrolled a brand new client in our De Escalation Academy. This is something we do every single day, and normally without a hitch. But on this day, something went wrong. A system glitch caused every one of the 51 employees to get our welcome message over and over and over again. Everyone got around 70 welcome messages, the same message over and over. I sat in disbelief when I was alerted. I was confused. I was embarrassed. And I thought this could not be real, but it was very real. And my client was not happy. And that is an understatement. We were accused of spamming people's inboxes. And actually, that's exactly what happened, unintentionally, but that is, in fact, what happened. Now, the de escalation expert, had to own my mistake, and I had to put my own de escalation frameworks into practice to clean this up, to restore my customers' confidence, and to regain their goodwill. Using the exact steps that I took to restore my clients' confidence and regain their goodwill, I am going to walk you through how to respond to a complaint, respond to a problem over email using 4 super easy steps. Step 1, validate your customer's experience. Imagine a friend text, "Hey, how are you?" And you reply, "Not so good. We just had to put my dog down last week. And I've got anxiety over midterms next week. How are you?" And your friend texts back, "I'm anxiously awaiting my ski trip next week. Wish you could join." You might hold your phone a little closer and think, What did I just read here? What just happened?" What happened is your friend made it all about them. They didn't acknowledge what you just expressed. They did not acknowledge your pain point of feeling anxious about exams. They didn't even acknowledge that you just had to put your dog to sleep. Sometimes customers give us their story of the challenge they've had with our company, and we say, "Claim number," or, "Can I get you to verify your address for me?" That feels a lot like the friend by text who makes it all about them. Validation is acknowledging your customer's feelings without necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with what they are feeling. You are merely making them feel seen, making them feel heard through acknowledging their experience or their feelings. Here are some key phrases you can use or adapt and apply to your interactions when you want to acknowledge and validate. Acknowledgement. I realize this whole thing has been frustrating. Support. I'm sorry you've had such a frustrating time. I'm here to help you sort this out. You'll notice that I just used the word frustrate twice here. I love the word frustrate or frustrating when it comes to validating customers. The word frustrate is not as emotionally charged as I know you're upset or I know you're angry. And at the same time, it doesn't minimize the customer's experience. So I encourage you to use the word frustrate, frustrating, frustrated often with your customers when you are working to validate or connect or acknowledge their experience or their feelings. Affirmation. I can see your point on that. Assurance. When you're certain you can help, you could say, I'll get to the bottom of this for you and get you on your way quickly. In my complaint response email, I focused on my customers' pain points and validated this way. Last week, we sent you dozens of emails welcoming you to our De Escalation Academy. Many of you were in meetings, focused on work, driving, or on crucial phone calls when our emails kept pinging, pinging, pinging. The automated system we used to enroll your team was miscoded to repeatedly grant you access to the classroom. When we caught the error, we'd already flooded your inbox. When you acknowledge your customer's feelings, when you validate their pain point, you create rapport and you show confidence and capability. I want you to try this. I want you to write down your favorite one or two phrases you've heard so far in this step, in this video. Take time now to write out or type out your top one or two favorite phrases. And then I invite you to take this a step further and write out your own phrases that you could use in specific situations to validate your customer, to acknowledge their feelings. An important note here. While I am giving you 4 complete steps for complaint response, you don't have to go in order. It doesn't matter. In fact, when I am putting together my complaint response emails, I just flow as the situation requires, as I think my customer needs. You do the same thing. The important thing is to cover each of the 4 points. Step 2. I want you to explain to your customer how or why the problem occurred. An often overlooked element of customer recovery is explaining how or why the problem happened. Explaining what might have caused the problem to a customer helps organizations reestablish trust and regain goodwill. Explaining can be as simple as saying, thanks for taking the time to let us know about blank. We appreciate customers who let us know when things aren't right. Here's what we think may have happened. I explained what happened to my client this way. We are taking immediate corrective measures to regain your trust. My team and I met with our classroom hosting vendor to understand the precise issue. What we initially saw as a glitch was a preventable coding error. We are now focusing on how to test, spot, and prevent coding errors. Step 3. I want you to offer some form of I'm sorry. I chose to open my complaint response email with I'm sorry. I did it this way. I'm sorry and embarrassed. It's up to you where to place the words I'm sorry. The point is to include it. When you say sorry to a customer, Whether you're making an outright apology, that is, owning the issue, or expressing empathy with the words, I'm sorry, you're positioning yourself to regain goodwill and restore confidence. I want you to understand the difference between saying, I'm sorry, and I apologize. They are two different things entirely. Use the words, I'm sorry, when you want to express regret or convey empathy, and save, I apologize or we apologize for those cases, those rare cases when you know for sure that the company is at fault. So, I'm sorry or we're sorry is more of an expression of empathy or regret, whereas apologizing is owning fault, taking full responsibility. You can learn more about the difference between I'm sorry and I apologize in a video that I created and I have right here on YouTube that I call Don't Apologize to Customers. I'll put a link to that video in the description. So check that out so that you are crystal clear on the difference between I'm sorry and apologizing. And finally, step 4. I want you to explain to your customer what you will do to resolve the problem, or simply explain what you've already done to fix the issue. Take the time to explain to your customer exactly what will happen next. This explanation helps put customers at ease, and it builds confidence that you really care about resolving the issue and regaining goodwill. My explanation in my letter of how we were resolving the issue is actually the same statement I use to describe what happened. We are taking immediate corrective measures to regain your trust. My team and I met with our classroom hosting vendor to understand the precise issue. What we initially saw as a glitch was a preventable coding error. We are now focusing on how to test, spot, and prevent coding errors. So that paragraph worked for two of the steps for me. You may have some duplication, and that is fine. Of course, you don't duplicate the paragraph, it's just that the steps overlap. When you respond to your unhappy customers using these 4 steps, you are going to restore your customers' confidence. You will feel more confident. You'll foster a sense of rapport and you'll regain goodwill as you guide your customer to the next steps. Now, if I helped you today, and I certainly hope I did, I would love it if you did me a favor and hit that like button. Give me the thumbs up. If you are not already a part of my community, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. That way you always know when I release a new video. And finally, I invite you to continue the conversation with me. If you find you need more help with how to respond to an angry client, how to get an upset customer to back down and follow you to the next steps, I have several resources that I will show at the end of this video and also put links in the description, everything from my De-Escalation Academy, and I promise we will not send you 70 messages over and over again. We got that coding error fixed. But I'll talk to you about De-Escalation Academy at the end of this video or show you details. And I will link the video right here on YouTube where I break down the difference between I'm sorry and apologizing, as well as 3 courses that I have on LinkedIn Learning that will help you. All right, until next time.